Welcome to Under the Sun podcast.
I'm Irene.
And I'm Ilea. We're so glad you're here. Grab a hot
or iced coffee and join us as we talk about everything under the sun.
Look at our bright colors. You're yawning already. I don't think I've ever seen you in purple.
I bought this for Halloween so I could be Xenon Girl of the 21st century. So otherwise, I would never have bought this purple.
I like it.
Thanks. It's very bright. It's not my... Purple is my least favorite color in life, but my favorite color in hair.
Oh, okay. Do you feel like... I feel like I could never go red again or a fun color ever again because I feel like it would put me in a certain category of politically. And I don't...
No, I would go purple tomorrow.
Oh, would you really?
Of course.
I don't know that I would be seen in public.
I would absolutely go purple.
Is this too hot?
Sounds good to me.
My plosives are weird.
But then I do it for a living. And then I see pictures of me pop up. It's like, remember when you had purple hair? I was like, yes, it was so fun. But then I also remember I had to chop my hair off into a long bob. So that is the only reason I do not do that.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes I think like, oh, maybe I should like go blonde once more or do something. And I'm like, I just don't feel like doing like
if you grew faster, I'd say go for it.
Yeah, but I don't.
But you don't.
I'm crusty dusty. I want to get to the root of that. Actually, we have an interview that's coming up that I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
We have not done it yet, but it's I'm not sure where it's falling. What episode are we talking about? You probably have heard it by now, right? With Dr. Wyman. I'm excited for that one because I actually visited his office today as we're recording this.
Yeah.
And was like verbally diagnosed, if that's the word.
I love it.
Of like things that I'm like, that I know, but I'm like, how dare you know that? Because in my mind, I'm like, all I have to do to worry about is mold and parasites. How dare you bring up emotions and talk about real things? But anyways, what are we talking about today, Irene?
Anti-gift guides.
Yeah, guys.
We don't buy things.
But
I've become a curmudgeon.
We were looking at like what we did last year, and I had put like on the calendar on the list today to do a holiday gift guide, and it was basically just me going through my Amazon of like things I like and that I'd buy again. And then we were both talking that like we've actually turned into anti-consumers and we just buy what is actually necessary, like
unless it has to do with crafting, and then by all means give me everything in the store in front of my eyeballs.
No. See, it's
like my excuse is that I am technically a teacher, so Joann's will give me a teacher's discount, which is terrible because I'm like, oh yeah, I do need that for school. I need all of this yarn for school.
What do you do for school with yarn?
We've made crafts. Can't tell you what those crafts were, but I have this little chopped up bag of like yarn scraps. And I'm like, here's your glue, here's your yarn. Usually it ends up being hair, but
yeah. Well.
But as far as like Amazon, like if someone posts an Amazon gift guide, like I'll look because I'm nosy, but I'm not going to buy anything.
Yeah.
There's nothing because I'm pretty strategic with what I purchase and where I, we just don't need a lot of stuff. I hate extra stuff in my house. I hate extra stuff lying around. So I'm not going to buy just to buy.
Yeah. And there's two things where like I'm on like a decluttering rampage as well, and I'm like, I don't want to be gifted a whole bunch of stuff that like I'm sure is lovely, and thank you for thinking of me. That's not coming from an ungrateful heart. It's just like we actually are at a point in our life where we don't need really anything, unless you can like babysit or like we want to like do like a meal swap or something like.
And then once you hit a certain level of our generation's trying to make just different decisions for our families, it's like if you get, I don't know, nobody buys this anymore. I'm thinking more like along the lines of the kids. It's like, oh, here's a brand new pack of underwear. I'm like, great, that's plastic. It's gonna be exchanged. So, but I feel like it's not in the spirit of gift receiving to be like, oh, are these all cotton? I'm not accepting them. So it's like that fine line of like, I'm grateful.
Yeah.
But we're probably not going to wear these.
Yeah.
So, and I'd rather someone not spend their hard-earned money if it's going to get swapped out.
Well, yeah, because we also, when you hit an era, not to be like so specific to us because other people are listening to this, but like we have there's like a bunch of grandkids and like nieces and nephews, obviously. And we've kind of hit the point where we're like, okay, let's just get the kids stuff and not worry about the adults, because it's like everyone just has too much. Yeah. Like the Minimal Mom, Dawn from the Minimal Mom, which I love her YouTube channel. She talks about how like statistically people only use like 10% of the things that are actually in their house.
Yeah.
The rest is just like either some people well organized, great, good for you. Other people like us where like this closet's full of stuff and I have no idea what's in it.
Really?
Like I don't know.
Yeah.
And so, but in the rest of my house, I have a pretty good grip of what actually is. So like my example is that like I remember like when I was a kid, like you'd like go somewhere and you'd leave something behind and be like, oh, I didn't even know I left it behind. Like I wouldn't miss it because there was just so much stuff that I had no like capacity to like organize it in my mind because it was never truly in like not everything had a home. And so I was like, I never knew to recognize that it was missing.
Yeah.
Whereas now I'm like, no, I know every single sweater I own.
Yeah.
I know every single coat I own. Those aren't my shoes. Like get it out of here. But,
yeah.
But
which is funny because I always assume everybody knew they left something behind.
Well,
because I always know because I'm a psycho.
I never knew. Also, I feel like I was thinking the other day that like you were the pioneer of our friendship, our friend, because you poor thing, you have to do everything first. Like you're the first one to have like gut issues, or at least identify gut issues.
And the oldest child, I'm used to it, is my cross to bear.
But like you're the one, like first one went gluten free, and we're like, oh, that's annoying. Okay, whatever.
I was just telling clients this week, because one of my clients is vegan, so we were just having that conversation of how I was like, oh, are you taking stuff for Thanksgiving? She said, well, I have to take my own of everything. And then I was like, I remember those days because I used to show up to Thanksgiving with like my own little sack lunch.
Yeah.
And then now it's the flip side. Like I had to go buy a regular pumpkin pie because I knew there was going to be a gluten-free one and Jacob doesn't want gluten-free. So now it's like everything is gluten-free unless it's labeled otherwise.
Yeah.
Instead of the other way around. Yeah. Which is nice.
Which I bought our nephew because he always hates that everything's gluten-free. Yeah. And so I bought real mac and cheese that I'm going to make and put like, and make like a mac and cheese casserole, I guess.
Yeah.
But it'll be like real gluten and stuff. I totally lost train of thought. Where were we going with that? Oh, that you like are the pioneer because that with health stuff, like you're the first one to be healthy. And I like literally made fun of people who are like me. Like I hated them. I was like, what are you doing? Like, it's so much cheaper to just eat pizza than to eat all these vegetables, which is true and obnoxious. Let's change that. And then you and Dave had like the preparedness bond and like y'all's preparedness like bled all over me. And then there was something else. There was something else that I was thinking. I was like, she's really like led the charge on that. I meant to text you and then I forgot. I think somebody
that reminds me. If we're gonna okay, I guess we could sprinkle some random gifts in. Because that made me remember that for my birthday, like 2 or 3 years ago, you and Dave got me that little book. That's like it's the survival. Oh shoot, what is it? It's like a worst case scenario handbook, and it's like how to survive any worst case scenario. And I read that thing front to back, and it sits in my backpack in my van, ready to go. There's an emergency, still to this day.
Good for you.
And then when my mom was looking for a gift for my sister's boyfriend, we kind of shared that like preparedness bond. I was like, here. So I sent her the links to some books and then this little like, it's a knife that is the size of a credit card. Like you can perforated tear it and it fits in there and it has this like unterrible book of how to do all these scenarios as a fishing hook. So I said that and
that's awesome.
Nerdy prepared gear.
Yeah. But that's not adding to that's adding value in the sense of like, hey, if you need it, it's there.
Yeah.
Whereas like, some dish towels isn't really gonna do it. I just think like to me, I think of a waste of money and a waste of energy on all fronts is like going to Home Goods and just getting like or like Marshalls and getting just random stuff to give. Yeah. It used to be fun.
It's still kind of fun. I have to find that balance because I don't like extra stuff, but I also like to look at pretty things.
I do too, but then like I enjoy the prettiness for like 2 or 3 days and then I'm like, it's another thing I have to manage. Because like honestly, like the most revolutionary thing for me, maybe this is just the season I'm in, I have no idea. Maybe this will change, but like every single item, especially since I'm like the one at home, like I have to manage everything. So like everything is inventory to me. I'm like, okay, if there's like people have like what, like 100,000 things per person or like a whole bunch of things, whatever.
Yeah.
There's bugs. Will we ever get rid of the bugs?
Not on a farm.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to manage that many things. Like we already have so much digitally things that we have to do. And I just don't want like, I don't want things on the floor. And I don't want things on the counters. Like, okay. And if it can't fit in the cabinets, then we shouldn't have it anymore. Yeah. Or like, again, talking about Dawn, she says like, if you haven't used it in 6 months to a year, like, are you going to use it in the next 6 months to a year? No. Like my juicer. Do you want my juicer?
No, we have a juicer.
Okay. Because like I haven't used it in probably 2 years. And I'm like, I don't think I'm going to make juice anytime soon. So I'm getting rid of it. And it's, I don't know. I'm kind of like anti all of it.
Yeah.
Do you have brain fog? Are you lethargic? Do you have digestion issues? Do you not poop enough? Are you pooping too much? Do you have angry outbursts? Does your butthole itch? Irene, does your butthole itch? Don't answer that. Don't answer.
I'm going to answer.
Well, if your butthole itches, what does that mean?
Question. That means you have a worm.
Or many worms.
Lots of worms.
And I know what you're thinking. Worms? Are you kidding? That doesn't happen.
I've not left the country.
Yeah, it happens. Guys, like, you can go touch the soil in your front yard and get worms from there. Like, because
if you have pets, they lick you.
We're disgusting, honestly. And like food, like produce, if it's not cleaned properly or if it's grown and like, they're everywhere. Yeah. So most cultures cleanse once a quarter.
Yeah. So deworm themselves all the time.
You gotta deworm yourself, and we have the perfect brand for you.
Yes. Rogers Hood is where we get all of our parasite things from. She has this kit. It gives you everything you need. It has 3 tinctures. There are...
And heavy metals, too.
Yep, pulls heavy metals out. It's so great. Yeah. I did it. I'll just say it. I did it, and the very first day that I started the tinctures, an 8-inch tapeworm came out of my butt.
8 inch.
So... And... Yeah. I mean, I have left the country on like cruises, but it's all sanitary and everything's washed and they're there.
It's just life, and we have to just cleanse regularly. Yeah. So use our code UTSP10 and you won't regret it.
Yeah.
Like I think in January, we're going to go on a fast of like nothing from Amazon for a month.
Yeah. Do you buy a lot of excess from Amazon though?
Sometimes when I'm sleepy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes. I mean, more of like this would be convenient. It's not usually for me. It's not like, I'm going to get this for me and treat myself. It's not that. It's usually like, Leo needs new socks and Walmart only sells plastic socks. Yep. So I need to go on. And that's a necessity to an extent. But sometimes like it gets so easy just to be like, I need this thing. Click. Got it. Here in 2 days.
Yeah.
And
Never mind. I got to put that on my Christmas list before I forget.
I don't want anything. I really don't want it. I really don't want it.
It's not for you. It's for me for when I'm here.
It's for me for when I'm here. Are you taking a picture?
No, I'm putting out my list, but I don't want your camera to see it.
Oh, I can't even kind of see it.
Good.
You look so odd. You look like
I'm taking
but your purple photo. Matches your case and it's really cute.
Thanks.
Also, revisiting that sad beige, it's so nice to see color again.
It is.
Like in my
sad beige and hairstylist black.
Yeah. This is not the conversation that we're having, but my ADD tangent sidestep is that I think after Irene and I's trip to Dallas, I feel like I finally like, maybe it's the makeup. I have no idea what happened. Maybe it's like hormones, but like we hit
or a
6
reset.
months.
You had 24 hours. You had 48 hours to not take care of anybody else.
I feel like I finally like, you know how like flamingos lose their pink after they have a baby? I feel like I kind of just like lost my pink for a while. Not like I wasn't unhappy. I was enjoying. I'm enjoying my child. I love her. We all have good days and bad days, but like, I feel like I've gained some pink back on that trip.
You have not just been Ilea for 3 years.
Yeah, yeah. And then immediately my body's like, conceive, and I'm like, I can't just. It's hard though because also I'm getting older. Yeah, it's weird. But anyways, I feel like I got some pink back.
Good.
And maybe it's because I literally bought all new makeup and bought it in another state, so I had no option to return.
Yes. Good. But I'm glad.
I don't know.
Because no, I don't think you have to
We should do an episode on how to like get your pink back.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Let's write it down so we don't forget. Guys, hold us accountable.
But yeah.
You have a job to do too. Okay?
Remind us the things that we say that we forget that we said.
We also get messages on people have said that they want like a how something to do with hair. I can't remember.
Oh, yes. More like a consultation.
Yes. Okay.
I want to figure out how to do that live. How do we do that?
Like, how do we? Question again. What was it? How to do consultations live?
Like, how do we get call-ins? Like, it doesn't have to be live.
Oh, okay.
But what if
we
did like a?
Just say like, hey guys.
Or do we send a Riverside link? How do we do? We should do something. Speaking of to-do lists.
We can do.
You guys do not care at all about. We've got to get Riverside off of my business account because every time I log on.
Your business account?
My salon is paying for Riverside. Don't know
why.
When
you have the card. Switch it over.
Not a clue. But I think about it after it's already come through and I'm like, dang it, I'll switch it before next month, and then it doesn't happen. Okay. So I need to just remember that.
What was I just doing? What was I going to write? Hold me accountable. Oh, how to get your pink back. Yes. Gosh, guys. We're trash bags. I feel like this is extra unhinged. Extra not
Every episode is extra
unhinged. I just typed the word podcast. I didn't type it.
That's why we never know what we're doing.
How to get your pink back. Anyways, consumerism.
Okay, but also
it's hard to because I love beautiful Christmas things. Is that what you're going to say?
No, I was going to say if you're at your friend's house all the time and you think they could really use this thing, just get that thing because they're going to use it.
But I think the friend would rather you just spend the money on this hypothetical friend would rather you just save your money or put it towards something your family needs. Because
the other hypothetical friend's husband would also prefer me buy you this thing. You're all now going to have to wait for Christmas to see what this thing is.
Wait, let me think about it.
Don't think.
Let me think
Don't
about
think.
It. Something that Jake would be happy that we had.
Yes.
A bidet?
No, but I've almost bought him that bidet, and he said no, it's not good enough. That Hello Tushy gets advertised to me all the time.
Don't say Hello Tushy to me.
It's like a portable, but I think not portable. Sorry, it's like you don't have to change your whole toilet. You stick it to your toilet and then you stick it to your water tank. But I'm like, I don't want my city's water hitting my butt. I want it filtered if it's gonna hit my butt. So no, it's not a bidet. Carry on.
Not a bidet. What else could it be? Is it? No, I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll think about it.
But also it could be like if, just to change the subject so you don't have time to think about it, if you could follow the love language thing, getting something, like if you know someone's love language is words of affirmation, you don't have to get them a gift. Just write them a really nice letter. Yeah. Like a handwritten letter. Or if it is gifts, then they're probably not going to care what it is. It's just the act of like getting them a gift. Something thoughtful. If it's quality time, you can buy like a movie ticket or something that has like two so they can spend quality time with someone.
That's a good idea. What happens if you're so frazzled that you don't know like people's love languages? Like, I think about like a mom who has like 5 kids at home. Yeah. And like you're already managing so many things. Yeah. Is it just showing up and being like, I made it. That's the gift. You're welcome.
Yes, I am here today. Yes. Maybe
I'm
our
the gift, bitch. Sorry, guys. My language.
I love it.
Yeah. I think maybe it's the season I'm in where I'm like, just don't buy anything. Like, I'd rather, maybe I've turned into a quality time person or like events. I'm like, just come over. Let's play a board game. Yeah. Or do a puzzle and have a Christmas movie on or something.
It could be the season you're in. Maybe that's because I went from like loving Christmas to Christmas is too much to now like I flipped again. Now back to.
I do want to spend all of our money on more Christmas decor. Yeah. I'm not doing it, but I want to. Yeah. And I tell my husband every time that like, I'm like, hey, I went to the store and there was Christmas stuff on sale. And I didn't buy it and I want you to say you're proud of me. And he's like, I'm proud of you. Yeah. You're going to.
Or we go shopping and I talk you into buying it.
Stop. I can't. I don't want to.
I know I've said this.
I do kind of want Christmas mugs, maybe.
That'd be cute.
Maybe.
We are going to go this weekend and get Christmas plates. And then, so I'm not overwhelmed by having double the amount of plates. I'm going to take all of our regular plates and I'm going to put them in my Christmas box in the basement. And then we're just going to use those plates for the whole month of December.
How much do you guys bet that they're going to have their Christmas plates out till like July?
No.
No?
Because my tree is like the day after Christmas. My tree is gone. My house is vacuumed. All the little tinsels are out of sight. Like, I love Christmas with every fiber of my being until the day after Christmas. And I'm like, get this out before I burn my house down.
Okay.
Because Jacob wants to leave it always till New Year. And I'm like, nope, I am not going
really?
into the New Year.
You don't even leave it till New Year?
Not going into the New Year with all
That's
this extra
not
crap
enough
in my house.
time.
You get a whole month.
But like we
You get
put it up
25
before.
days.
We put it up before Halloween, right?
We don't, because Thanksgiving is Jacob's favorite holiday and I'm not allowed to decorate before his favorite holiday. But then I said fine, because I'm back to my
He only likes it because of the pumpkin pie.
I'm back to my not depleted me. Then I'm like, fine, I'm going to decorate for Thanksgiving. I didn't do it this year, but
yeah,
next year, come October, I'm going to be that person that just like has a box that rotates my dishes.
Good for you. Well,
But I could not have done that like last year. There's no way I could have done that. So I think it just depends on your season.
yeah,
How much capacity you have in your tank at the time.
I think I'm into more practical. If you're gonna give a gift, and this is what I'm doing, I'm gonna do like practical, like oil of oregano,
Yeah.
beeswax wraps if that's something that people like,
Mm-hmm.
beef tallow for skin and cooking and whatever. More like, I don't know, things that I have a little bit more time to like
Yeah.
do that for somebody if they don't have time to do it for themselves, rather than, I don't know,
Yeah.
a random mug that says you just
Also, I would take a random mug before that.
But I get overwhelmed by
also-
mugs. Like I get overwhelmed by silverware and too many cups. It never fails. I'm like, guys, we are 2 adults and 1 baby. Why are there 40 cups out?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? Why is every mason jar pulled out? And mason jars aren't for drinking right now in this family.
Fellas get new cups every time, and we
They-
love them. But
Yeah. Well, we had to
do.
talk about that. Like, I was like, you have, here's your cup.
Yeah.
This is your water cup.
Yeah.
If you want it clean, you wash it.
Yeah.
If you want to use another cup,
Yeah.
you also wash it.
I've been like that crazy cricket person. Everyone has a cup. I got everyone brand
I've
new
been that
cups,
crazy cricket person.
brand new lids. Everyone has their name on their cup, and still all the cups get pulled.
Yeah.
All of them. But it's okay.
Yeah.
Also, let's not decide.
What is that?
Let's
What
not decide to
What
hand.
the heck is that? What is the
Let's
I
not
can't
decide.
see it. It's like grand. It was like shining in the light.
Next time I try to make both of our daughters matching dolls,
Yeah.
ballerinas for
Oh, is it
Christmas
supposed
a
to be
month before
a
Christmas.
ballerina?
This is as far as I've gotten on one doll.
It looks-
I have
Don't
5
do it.
days.
I 5 days.
No, but when this episode launches, I will
Oh.
have 5 days until Christmas, and I have 2 dolls.
Guys, what did you? You held it up so.
Yeah, because I'm like, why do I do this to
You like
myself?
shook it at me.
Why
But
do I decide?
I'm telling you, Leora
now-
doesn't get it.
But
so
I
just
told my daughter, she was like, what are you making? And I was like, oh, I'm making a ballerina for Leora. She goes, can I have one too? And I was going to make her one
Yeah.
anyways. But I'm like, yes, you can have one too. But now
then just make hers.
my daughter,
Leo.
well, no,
Yeah,
because
okay.
I'm going to put magnets in the little hands
Okay.
so that when the girls stand by, their little magnet hands can click.
Yeah.
And so,
Is it a hand?
Yeah, that's his hand.
Oh. Give me some clarity.
I'd love to just not, though. I'll give you this clarity. Hold, please. That's just the hand. Look at
Oh, it's so cute. Also, you're so funny with your printout. It's so good. That's really cute.
And I
Blonde hair and
also
brunette.
went to a specialty yarn shop in another town and looked for like, because Joann's has like bright colors, like these colors.
Mhm.
I wanted hair that is actually their color. So I found this yarn that almost, it's like 2 different tones of blonde and 2 different tones of brown. So it's going to be like as close to their actual hair color as possible. And because our girls like to get into tug of war matches with all of their things, they're going to have a little like ballerina top that has each of their names on it. Well, my daughter can sight read her name, but
Aw.
between the
Leo
name,
knows. Well, she can say that's me.
between the name and the hair color, there should be
Yeah.
no tug of war.
Yeah.
And if it works,
Unless
their little
they're like,
hands
"I
will
want
magnet and it's
Nova.
going to be so cute.
I want my Nova doll. Like,
Yeah.
and they want it of each
Oh,
other.
No. Then I got to make 4 dolls.
No, or they could just trade dolls and be
No,
like,
I
hey.
actually love making it. I just run out of time because it's like my
So now you're stressed
it's
about it.
my
You're working crazy hours.
It's my 10-hour day season,
Yeah, just don't.
6 days a week season. But I'm like, I should have done this in the summertime.
I appreciate you for even caring to think about it, but don't. Remember
But
last
also, I
year
don't
when
want
you
them to
asked me
have-
for a photo of that I wanted, and you didn't tell me what it was for. I thought you were gonna embroider it on a shirt, or not embroider, but like
why do I
cricket
do
on a
these
shirt?
things to myself?
I don't know,
but I'm
and
very proud of that gift. So.
it's beautiful. Every time I see it, I'm like, sweet damn, that's beautiful.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, but the girls are the only ones getting handmade things this year. Nobody else is getting anything.
Good.
And my other kid's getting plastic Legos because I can't. I can't make any more things.
Yeah, that's okay.
But it's gonna be fun.
The ballerina reminded me of. I was gonna have you do like a whole like reaction to this TikTok, but there was a TikTok of a woman talking about. Do you know who Ballerina Farms is?
No, I've heard the name and I know there's some controversy, but I couldn't tell you anything about it.
It's basically every single publication or half-rate reporter who has never had any success suddenly deciding that Ballerina Farms, who's just a home, like she's a mom of like 7 or 8, and she likes to make food, and they live in Utah, and she loves her husband.
Yeah,
and they're all just spinning it like she's some oppressed poor woman having to care for her children and having to be at home.
Oh, jeez.
And her husband's a dictator, and it's clearly not.
Yeah,
it's clearly not that way. But they're making a Netflix show off of her life without her consent. They're just changing the names.
You're kidding.
And
how are they going to get footage? What are they? Or are they
no,
just like...
they're remaking it.
Oh, no.
They're making like actors,
a fake one. Oh gosh.
And it's going to be obviously a different name.
Yeah.
But this woman has like millions and millions of followers, and she just never reacts to the people who are crazy, or like she'll invite like reporters into her house and like, yeah, that was a nice conversation. And then the article will come out and it's like, she's oppressed. She's in the kitchen all the time. She's like, I like cook. I mean, she doesn't say it, but she's like, I'm making food for my family. What is wrong with you? It's just
being stuck in a kitchen all the time would make me feel oppressed.
Well, I think it depends on the person. It's like, to me, that's a love language.
But like doing my laundry does not make me feel oppressed.
It does make me feel oppressed. So like, but it's not, but again, oppression is different than loving sacrifice.
Yes.
So
I mostly joke because I really hate the dishes.
Yeah.
I don't hate cooking. I hate the dishes. And everybody knows that because I think I rant about it at least every other week on this podcast.
Yeah,
but
that's okay. I just figured out what I was going to get you for Christmas now. I just got it in my mind. There, my mind. What the hell are we talking about? I'm so not there.
Gifts?
Gifts. Yeah. Just don't. That's what I'm saying. Just don't. Maybe.
I was going to say I hope Dollar Tree goes out of business, and I don't, because that's people's jobs and people's livelihoods. And sometimes that's all people can afford, and I understand that.
Not when it's $1.25 now.
I hate Dollar Tree.
Yeah, their toys are Dollar trash.
General. It's and everything that's $1, because we don't need that much stuff. And I'm not even like a crazy tree hugging. Plastic is carbon something the world, and but I just hate stuff. And then it does end up in a landfill, and then it there's just too much. There's plastic floating islands in the ocean. Like, there wouldn't be all these things if we didn't have 400 plastic toys.
We're over consuming, and
it's like, if someone makes a wooden train, great, because then if you throw it out in the earth, it's not gonna like make this huge pile of crap. Like, you could burn it and then it's gone. And I hate things. Yeah, but also I want, like, my kids have Lego. They're in their Lego phase, so there's always Legos all over my house. Yeah. So I don't hate, like, obviously I say that as we have thousands of Legos now all over the house, but that is helping them build. And then Legos can also be like regifted because they're sturdier. I'm talking about like the crappy plastic that breaks, or you get a dinosaur and the tail breaks off, and it's like, just.
But they want to keep it.
I hate things.
Things
but
disappear
I also
all
like
the time.
Things. So
in my house,
I'm a conundrum in my own brain.
Yeah. To me, I've gotten super ruthless with, like, if it's not serving a purpose. Mm-hmm. Like, if Leo like is pulling it out and just throwing it. Yeah. Like, she just pulls it out basically to like get it out of her way from whatever toy she's digging for. If that happens like a month in a row, I'm like, this thing's going in the trash.
You never look at it. You never play with it.
No. And there's also like I think we donate too many things that are just garbage that we should just make the decision like,
nobody needs this.
It's it's going to be 25 cents on the shelf and it's going to make some other mom stressed. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't make that decision. But like,
Do you know who Procter & Gamble is?
I wish I didn't.
They're the owners of Pampers and Loves. They help fund the murder and mutilation of children. Did you know that?
Which is bizarre for someone who claims to care about your child's rear end.
Not to mention that, but also their stuff is filled with harsh chemicals, endocrine disruptors, carcinogens, like in the diaper on your kids' most sensitive parts. It tells you exactly who they are and that they actually don't care about your kid. They care about getting your money for their product. I have made the switch and I have not looked back once.
Good.
It's with Every Life. They are non-toxic diaper company, but they auto ship to your door and we have a code with them now because I use their product like we always do, guys. We use the product first and then we're like, we reach out, we're like, guys, we want to talk about you on the podcast because we think our listeners would actually really benefit from this information. So, or this product. So, anywho, but yeah, we have a code with them.
Woohoo! Code UTSP10.
Yeah, and you get 10% off your purchase, which I don't think you'll regret at all. It's non-toxic. I don't know.
But also, I feel like it's your stuff to make that decision. Because I've had people be like, don't throw things away. People are in need. And I'm like, this is also my thing. If I decide to throw it away, sorry.
Yeah.
Not sorry.
Yeah. There are some things like if I'm getting rid of a heap of clothes, I have taken it to a local like women's center.
Yeah.
Or like I just donate to Goodwill as much as I possibly can. But they do have a drive-through, which is very easy where like someone comes out and helps you.
And I would rather throw my stuff in the garbage than give it to Goodwill.
Yeah. But there's a couple places like if my stuff is like I also know like I can recognize like this stuff is crappy and nobody needs it.
Yeah.
And this stuff like these clothes could maybe help like a woman who had to leave her house really quickly and is suddenly living in a woman's shelter.
Yeah.
Like I can see the difference.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm just in a ruthless. I don't know how this turned into a decluttering podcast. But
Well, because Christmas comes with clutter.
yeah, I think that's where my anxiety comes from. Because like I know I'm gonna get a bunch of socks I don't need. Yeah, because we now have like we are those people where we have like 2 or 3 styles of socks and everything else I threw away. Like if it doesn't have a match, we don't keep it.
I don't
because
either.
I'm like I cannot think anymore about anything else that wasting my time. Like I have podcasts to build, family to feed and heal, and turkeys to slaughter before Thanksgiving. Gosh darn it. Gotta do that this week. So do you want the feathers?
Oh, it is things. Oh my gosh. Yes, I do want the feathers. No, I don't. I don't need feathers. Stop giving me things.
See how quickly that happened?
Because I'm like, I'll put it in my craft. My craft is so full.
Well, I'm like, I keep looking up. I'm like, do I need?
Do you remember when people put rooster feathers in their hair? That was a fun trend.
I don't mind that.
And then all the vegans came out and yelled at you. But it's like, do you know how often a rooster loses their feathers? They don't have to like harm them.
They clearly don't know how low on the totem pole roosters are. Like Dave even feels bad because he's like, maybe we should someday like do a rooster if we have the space and we have the money, let's do like a rooster sanctuary. Because like, I mean, it's a 50-50. He feels really bad because we've had sorry guys, this is gonna get graphic, but we've had to just slaughter because they don't have much meat.
Yeah.
They run everywhere, so they're really tight. Like the meat they do have is very tight.
Dense.
We could
clean.
do bone broth, but like it's kind of not worth it because
Yeah.
then it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
So we just like kill them and bury them because you can't have too many roosters because I literally had a hen that was boinked to death.
Yeah.
Also, someone commented that we said boinked and they said that they will never unsubscribe because we said boinked, which I love. But like they can get like done to death and like rips their sides off because there's too many roosters. And so like, Dave feels bad because he's the one who does the killing.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with Christmas. This is horrible. Merry Christmas. Slaughter your roosters. But like, I don't know. To me, saving the feathers, like as long as they're not like, there's not bugs on them or something. A decor item, I guess, is fine. Or put it in your cowboy hat.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But no, I don't want any feathers.
I'm just going to leave all the feathers in a bag on your porch.
No, because you'll find them in my teacher's cabinet 10 years later, just in case I need them for something.
See, that's the thing is the just in case gets me every time. Like, I think there are things that we should keep just in case. Like, we should keep some food just in case, some fire starters, some things that, like, if literally you need it.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm going to need a juicer. in a month.
But I will need every size of crochet needle hook. What if I have a project?
Because you actively crochet.
I do. Yeah, that's
true.
For
me right now, like I'm not in a knitting. I want to be.
But you will be. And you want to be. And I think that's the difference between like someday, but you actively want to be. So that to me would go in a will actually get used bin versus a one day I'll wear this I would rather sweater that's 6 sizes too small for me. It's like, you're never going to wear that. Get rid of the sweater.
Get rid of the sweater because it's sending your body a message that like, oh, you're not good enough.
But if you just want to do this craft thing, then that's different.
Well, I guess I also kind of think of it as, am I making myself somebody, like, am I making a fabricated person that's going to get all these yarn craft stuffs done? I like knitting. I like knitting probably more than crocheting because actually I get it for some reason. Like I've been doing it longer. So look, you're probably going to get my crochet needles because like I can't.
Okay.
Also, my Roomba sucked up the one granny square I did. And it's all ugly now that Irene helped me on election night too. And
because the first one she made looked like a nipple.
It looked like a nipple. Anyways, but the, like I think I would rather spend my time sewing.
Yeah.
You know? So I think it's just realizing like, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I'm this great crafty person who can do all of it. In reality, I have maybe 25 minutes a day that I can actually spend on myself.
Yeah.
So what can I realistically do? I can make towels that I think make my house pretty, you know?
Yeah. There you go.
I can make
curtains.
I can make myself like start a rouging, whatever project. Whereas crocheting, I get lost because I don't understand it. And I'm like, where am I?
And if you have to put it down to go like wipe a butt, you're not going to be able to keep going.
Knitting, I could figure it out. Yeah. But also like I'm just not in the like sit down and do the thing. I need like a project I can like do and then leave and not think about it. Sorry.
I don't know why this scared me.
Your poor nervous system.
My nervous system is.
Sorry about that.
No, that's good.
Anyways, this is supposed to be a short episode.
Yeah.
So
this is never short episodes.
Also, like, why did we get on, I guess, like consumerism and decluttering? But man, that really derailed.
Yeah.
But like, I think we should clarify that, like, always grateful for gifts. Like, and that people even think about you and that they, like, money is tight for everybody, I think, around the country now, unless you're like really rich. Congratulations. That's awesome. If you want to send some my way. But like, it's super nice that people spend the money on you and that like they care about you and they love you and that's really gracious. It has nothing to do with not being grateful.
Yeah. It's because I feel like I know what it's like to spend your hard-earned money on somebody and on something. And if someone's going to have to like work so hard to buy me something, I don't want to like not feel ungrateful, but I want it to, if someone's going to spend their money, I want it to be put to good use so I don't feel like I'm being wasteful, if that makes sense.
Yeah. But like then it also gets in a weird spot where like the last couple of years, I'm like, we don't want a whole bunch of stuff. So we have just like, hey, here's a list. Get to the, like, if you could just get, like, if you don't mind, get us something off this list. It kind of steals the fun out of it for the person, I think.
Yeah.
But then also I'm like, I don't want to have to like, donate it in 3 months because it's not serving the mission, I guess, of the family or
like this year my husband and I have been together for 15 and married for 10. We don't need anything. We have iPads. We have phones. We have watches. We have like we literally don't need anything. So I was like, well, let me just go.
Guys.
Go to my Amazon and I'll see what I have randomly thrown in the cart and thought, oh, if this ever goes on sale, I'll get it. And the only thing I could come up with is a pack of like really nice brush tip markers.
Okay.
That I'm never going to buy. It's like $120 because it's 100 markers and they're refillable ink. Like they are like top notch artist quality.
Do you draw that much?
Love to color.
Okay.
Don't color because I have some good markers that are like middle of the road markers. And when you have toddlers, they're like banging this brush tip on the table. And I'm like, those are $40 markers. Get out of my markers.
What are you going to do for $120?
I'm so kind and I want my kids to not think I care more about markers than I do them, but also those are mommy's things. So anyways, that's where we're at. But I was like, okay, well, I'll throw these if they ever happen to go on sale. So I was like, well, these are like, I don't need them. They've literally just been in my cart for a year. If you want to get them and they happen to go on sale, I sent the link and I was like, well, what random thing do you want that you're not going to buy yourself? It was an Etch-a-Sketch. So for Christmas this year, we're getting markers and an Etch-a-Sketch because we are 5. But also, we don't need any of those things, but it's fun.
Yeah.
And I can sit on the couch and color for hours, and he can sit and Etch a Sketch for hours.
You got to not let your kids play with it, though.
No, well, currently my markers are on the top shelf, and they're dual tipped. So one is like the nice brush tip, and the other one is like the chisel tip. And every time I open the chisel side, I'm like, here you go. No, I want that side. So they know. They're too smart because they're too old to be tricked. But
yeah.
But I like that they're refillable. So if I can keep the brush nice, they can have like my middle of the road kit.
They're gonna want yours, and you know it. Ugh, there's a book.
Oh, they totally will. All that to say, that is like still something we don't need. We just want. So
It's not
don't
so
get
rigid
that you don't have fun for Christmas.
I've also reached the point in my life. I'm 31. I'm like, never say never. Like it's you do that in your 20s. You're like, I'll never do that, and it's like, well, but sometimes sometimes it's okay to like do X, Y, and Z. But sometimes it's okay to like change your mind. It's okay to change your mind and be like, never mind. I don't know. I have no idea. So I didn't ask for anything for Christmas. Dave asked for a tool belt, so he's gonna get a tool belt. Yeah. So, but again, it's practical because like his, like the tension doesn't hold. Nikki's falling down. He's like, I get filled with rage because like it's pulling my pants down, and I feel like a rapper. And he's like, and my butt crack is out, and then I feel like a plumber, and it's not. I don't like it. So what is it?
It's a mosquito, which I thought
Bill
it was
Gates.
too cold for.
Yeah, Bill Gates. What are you doing?
Okay, but are you a nice spouse or are you not? Because my only thought was,
Excuse me?
If that was my husband, I would just pull his pants down and run away because that's our household.
No, I'm like I poke him in the butt a lot, but that sounds weird. Not in a weird way, but like in a he's been down somewhere. And I'm like, boop.
Yep,
he knows. But no, because most of the time, honestly, when he does any type of home repair, he's already so pissed off. Like poor guy does not. Yeah. Well, everything is
his
new.
Nervous
like
system.
He's. We're working on it. We're gonna work on his nervous system a lot.
Yeah.
Hopefully this year. That's the goal. Anyways, okay. This has been too long. We're gonna end our rant. I don't know what we're talking about.
I don't either.
I feel like it feels late. I'm like,
we're not those influencers. We talk about that mosquito is gonna get me. We talk about like deworming. We talk about like we are not really look at all of our things, go and buy this.
Well,
and if people ask for a link, like normally we'll just send it in a DM, not even in maybe we should do it in stories. We'll make more money, but
maybe
we usually just send it straight to the person.
But if someone is constantly posting, like the only time I see them pop up, their bubble and it's a link, I start to get like the ick, and I don't want that with our audience. Like
doing that now for Christmas, and I get it because it's Christmas and everyone's trying to jump on the Amazon thing, but I just don't know that it's us and our.
Yeah, I don't know. What do
you
guys
we
think?
Have to pay the bills, so what do we do?
Yeah, I don't know. Speaking of, we should probably do a new ad, but it's hard. Mm-hmm. It's really hard. Because like then part of me, there's two sides of me. There's one of me. I'm like, if our listeners like us, want to support it, and are gonna buy a thing anyways, and they value our opinion and they want to get a gua sha that we recommend.
Yeah.
That's great. But then there's the other side of me of like, I don't want to capitalize on the consumerism and like force someone. Like I don't like nobody should be going into debt for Christmas. Yeah. Nobody should be like, if you can't afford it, make something or spend some time with somebody.
Yeah. Like, write a nice handwritten note. Telling someone how you feel that costs no money.
Yeah. I just think I think the reason, I know it sounds so lame, but the reason for the season has seriously been lost because we've been so indoctrinated to be like, you need this newest tree that has these fancy LED lights and you need this, like, I do want to get less sad beige like decorations, but I want to be intentional and be like, oh, we got this at a thrift store. Like we got like little, like a little guitar and like little skates. Like Leo just thought were cute. I'm like, I want to like collect the things that like are memories versus like things. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel like it sounds so lame. We've lost the reason Christmas even comes along. I feel like a Hallmark ad. I'm a city girl back in my small town. We have to watch that movie.
Yes, we do.
Anyways,
I have a list.
Okay. We got to do that. But don't go into debt just to make people like you either.
Yeah.
And also, don't spend time with your boyfriend on Christmas unless you're engaged. That's my hot take. Because, like, I remember when Dave and I were dating, I was like, "I love you, but I'm not adjusting my family plans for another boyfriend. Like, I'm not, like, unless we're like engaged.
Yeah, I'm
not adjusting my holiday plans. We can meet some other time or go to, because I think it's just always so, unless you're engaged, spend time with your family. Hot take. All right, this has been super rambling.
Yes,
sorry, I don't know why. It feels later than it is.
It does feel really. It's 8 a time change.
I have not recovered since the time change.
I haven't either. I don't know.
Leo hasn't either.
I don't know if I haven't recovered from the. I'm literally on like final laps of holiday here, so I think that's where I crashed hard and burned. Yeah, because like we're filming today on a Monday, and I don't work Mondays. And then when Leah called earlier, she was excited. I was like, "Oh, I get off work at this time." And I talked to my mom on the phone. She was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Driving to work." She's like, "It's Monday." I'm like, "It's the holidays."
Yeah.
I think that's why I've not recovered.
But yeah. Anyways, wow, this is the third ending to this podcast. Oh my gosh, it's 43 minutes, guys. Okay. Goodbye.
Goodbye. This content is for educational purposes only and is not intended as medical advice.
Please do your own research and find a trusted medical professional for personalized guidance and advice.
We are not responsible for your decisions based on the information you hear on this podcast.
Bye.
Bye.